What is a bike trip and what is indispensable to have on a long bike trip? Yeah, I still ask that myself. Hello guys, I wanted to do a video of this kind about my gears since I came back from the United States from the coast to coast, but I didn't manage to have that time. Now I'm back from a shorter trip that was in Finland. It lasted only 20 days, and before I put everything back to their position, I have here all my belongings around me, and I'm gonna show you in front of the camera what it's all about. So bike touring is a combination of two major skills: cycling skills, therefore a bicycle, and hiking camping skills. You need to have two basic knowledge and combine two of these. Even though we have more space than a backpacker, we do have a limited amount of space, and keep it simple, keep it light. It will help you to start even your first bike trip. For Finland, I had only 2 bags on my rear instead of 4 as I did my Trans-America. On my front fork, I've been traveling with 2 cargo cages attached to my fork, and that's the front. I had a sleeping bag on this side and a tent on this side. They are not compressed. I can squeeze them and make them very small. I still have to wash. My tent is probably dry, as in Finland was raining quite a lot. This is not the original bag of the tent. I bought this one extra, and I have removed the tent poles as I cannot squeeze them, right? So I've bought this compression bag in Helsinki. I'm keeping my tent here. I've been able to manage and compress this tent to the minimum, like a 20-25 centimeter tall only. But let me first just say that a bike trip becomes a serious thing only when it's like longer than 7 to 10 days. That is because if you do a bike pack near your home and you stay away for 3 to 5 days, you're gonna know what the weather is gonna be like for the future 3 or 4 or 5 days, as the weather forecast in general can cover that. So you're probably gonna leave the rain gear or the winter coat, as you know absolutely the condition you're gonna find on your way. When a bike tour gets longer than that, longer than 7 to 10 days, then you need to carry more gears, because you're gonna travel into the unknown. Not all the travelers travel with a bike lock. I do. There are several situations in which you wish to have your bike lock. If you don't, so it's better you to carry it. Another topic which can start a polemic here is the helmet. For the same reason, if I would leave this at home, I would feel something basic and something extremely important missing, and I might not wear it 100% of the time. You know, if I'm just looping around the camping or going to the grocery, I might not wear this and let my head get a little bit of fresh air. But cruising, always with the helmet. Will this save your life or not? I'm not gonna touch this subject on this video. This video is all about what is essential for me, or in general. I do believe those helmet and lock are kind of essentials. As I said, 2 bags of this kind on my rear wheel, a front bag of the same brand on my bar, plus on the top of my rack I had a dry bag with other essential things. what do I wear when it's windy or cold? I have 3 layers, different, and they do different things. When it's only windy, I might wear this above a t-shirt. It's a simple thing, not for the rain, but it's just for the wind. It's a very lightweight flyer. This was in the front bag, easy access front bag. I'll keep my front bag here, right? For the most of the time in Finland, as it was raining pretty much, I've been wearing these raincoat brand Specialized. I really love it. It's expressly made for cycling. I do recommend you to bring a raincoat which is made for cycling, as they open here with zip also on the bottom and not only on the top, and their hood is big enough for you to cover your helmet, and it is light, and you can press it pretty well. And at times this was too in my front bar bag. Moving on, it might seem extreme to you to do a summer tour somewhere and bringing this. It's a down jacket, feather or down, 90-10 if you know what I mean. And I've been wearing this a couple of times, or a number of times, especially in the morning and in the evening. Yeah, Scandinavia is coldish, and but also there up in the Rockies, in the mountain, like in the Yellowstone area, Teton National Park, it was freezing cold in the morning. You do want to feel warmth, instant warmth. Therefore, you would need this even inside your tent when you get out and up in the morning or late in the evening on your campsite. Feeling cold is a sensation, is not totally related to how cold it is for real. If you're hungry, wet or tired, you might feel colder than it is, and you don't want to feel cold, so bring something very warm for summer in Scandinavia. I wouldn't bring this one heading to central to south of Europe, so always consider and know your territory before starting a bike tour. In case you find that a jacket of this kind will take too much space inside your bag, do like I did. This jacket goes inside a dry bag. You squeeze it and it becomes much smaller than it is. Inside of this dry bag I had not only this, but other warm clothes only inside of this one. So bring it, but consider to squeeze it on a dry bag. So I have shown you my jackets. 1, 2, 3. 3 layers just in case. What's below this? At night in the tent or outside the tent, even while cycling, a merino wool sweater. Don't be surprised, it is not an exaggeration. You might want to feel the feeling of having wool on you, and merino is perfect for cycling, and it is not necessarily when it is cold. This does exactly the similar job to something like this. So this goes over my t-shirt. As t-shirts I had 3 things. Synthetic acrylic. This one is polyester, is made for cycling, as you can see the pocket. It didn't smell too bad, as you might think. Now it is washed. I came yesterday, I had time to wash, so I had this one, right? Then another long sleeve like this, but this is cotton, I believe. I can double check. No, it's only 50% cotton. So this is excellent. Not when you only feel coldish and you don't want to cycle with a t-shirt only. This prevents you to use a lot of sun lotion, sunscreen. So you can cycle with it even when it's hot. And believe me, you will. The third, it's a cycling vintage t-shirt with one pocket. Okay, you don't need to be that fashion. Consider a t-shirt in merino wool. Bring a cotton one if you want, but it's gonna smell pretty soon, and a polyester one if you want. Have a combination of those three. Say on a bike trip that is longer than 7 to 10 days, bring at least, well, this is at least me, bring at least three for your body, t-shirt, shirts. This is because you're gonna wash them frequently, but there is always one drying and you have the necessity to have another. And this is exactly the same thing when it comes to underwear. Bring three underwear, so you know one is dirty, one is drying up, and the other is on new. And the socks, do the same for the socks. I'm gonna show you in a second. I said that I'm carrying traveling with 3 pair of socks. Actually, I think there are 4, because the 4th is a merino wool sock. Again, this is not an exaggeration. You might feel cold, especially your feet, in the morning, during rainy days or cold morning, cold evening, and don't leave this when you travel up in the north of Europe or in mountain areas in the United States. Or it's not an exaggeration. Never associate warm jackets and merino wool with winter. Nope. I spoke about when it's cold. When it's cold, I have a feather down jacket. Plus, I didn't use it, but this is a buff in merino wool. Frankly, I didn't feel the necessity to have this. But you see, if my trip was going to be longer and I was keeping on cycling up till Lapland, probably the merino wool on my head or on my neck would have feel just great. I have forgot a couple of things from my video, and this is like an addendum. What's this? I said that I haven't used my merino wool buff. Instead, I have used this one. This is doing basically the same thing. It's just not wool. It's a lighter fabric. It doesn't make you feel that warm, which is much better in the summer. It goes under the helmet, on your head or your neck. And together with my warm clothes in that red dry bag that I showed you, I had this. This is extra glove. I wear this below my gloves. Below my gloves. I want to show you actually how I do it. So this is a affordable Decathlon glove. In case it's cold, it's gonna help you quite a lot. And I wear it with this, with the regular one. Right. There is other type of cyclists which are gonna leave at home not only the lock, not only the helmet, but also the glove. Let me explain you if you are not aware of it. This is not for the heat or the cold. This is in case you fall accidentally on the ground and instinctively you place your hand on the tarmac or whatever, the ground, the dirt, the gravel. So if you scratch your hand, it's not going to be that easy to keep on cycling, but with this you will. Look at this model, how easy is that? So this is when it's cold, this is for everyday use. If you're riding with your t-shirt and you feel cold and you want instant warmth, I have these Italian-made Maori style tattoos, arm warmer, good. They pack very small, they can be anywhere, and for the same reason, never leave at home something like this. It's a leg warmer. The nights were so cold in the tent that if those are clean, it's always nice to sleep with them. The short department, I'm not wearing these, okay, this is just for staying home, and this is properly cycling shorts. I wear these the 90% of the time, especially when the temperature is up above 10 degrees. If I want to stay in town, I want to have a change, imagine those are wet, or I want to stay in my tent, I move to these. They dry very fast, I love them. I got it in Arizona in Page. And so two shorts, I wouldn't travel with only one, because the one is always for riding, and the other should be for your spare time. And I even slept with it for some time, several nights, a couple of nights. But in case I do travel with long trousers, it's Columbia, they dry very fast, they are very light, they pack, blah blah blah, and they can make it, they can become shorts. However, it's pretty annoying to zip and unzip it all the time, so I feel that I rather keep this always long, so that I don't need to zip it, unzip it. But this is also a great mosquito protection, so that is why leg warmer and long trousers are very useful. You might feel to leave them at home if you're traveling in warm countries, but consider mosquitoes. Talking of which, mosquitoes, this is a mosquito net that was only €5, and especially if you combine it with a cap. You know, the cap is gonna make some room here, so mosquitoes won't attack you. And that was a very good investment, and I wouldn't travel in Scandinavia without it, but I also know that Alaska is pretty much the same thing, so be with it rather than without. I happen to have two different, while traveling I've been shopping and studying remedies to keep the mosquitoes out of me. I didn't succeed it really. Those sprays are generally good. I rely on this, especially this brand, but for some reason in Scandinavia in Finland there was no way to spray this on you and be free from mosquitoes. So I had to, but it seems not enough. My suggestion is be completely dressed up, even with your rain clothes and rain pants. Put a mosquito net on your head and keep on mounting your tent or cooking. Those are not really working so well as you might think. I'll move on. Is this better than this? No, it is not. However, a 5-panel cap like this can be squeezed as well and pack very minimal and stay with your clothes. So for this trip in Finland, I decided to go for this one, which is more casual rather than this. I mean, I like them both. It's just a matter of taste, if you like. This time I had this. In the United States I had this kind of style, Of course, this is even more minimal, so minimal that cyclists can keep it on their shirts. If you travel for more than 5 to 7 days, you need to have a rain gear. It's absolutely boring, I understand. This is a rain-proof, water-resistant one under your helmet. I'm not particularly satisfied with these, as when it rains the whole day, the water managed to enter these too. However, bring it. Least but not last, rain pants. I repeat, as per the shoes cover, if the rain is gonna fall on you for 6 to 8 hours, you're gonna get wet anyway. You're gonna get wet by your sweat if it's too warm, or by the rain. The rain will manage to enter you from your back, from your neck, even from the ground on your shoes. But a rain protection is good to have, especially when you need to cycle despite the element and you can't properly have another day off the bicycle just because the weather is bad. So it takes some room, but can you really be on a long trip without rain gears? No. Short trips in warm countries, why not? Let's move into the gear stuff, the stuff. What do I need with me for survival? Well, shall we start from sunglasses? Sunglasses, prescription sunglasses, glasses, and then I have glasses, sunglasses. Yeah, it's a bit unnecessary to have those two, both of two, but it is nice. So that it's absolutely free, you can have it or you can leave it at home. So never mind if you are in Scandinavia where there are many lakes and not very hot, you do need something like this. That's a 3-liter extra bottle water. Why do you need this? Because when you want to camp wild and not in camping without water access, you need extra water for you're washing your face, brushing your teeth, or cooking, or whatever you might need. Never rely only on those two water bottles. They are never enough if you're gonna camp wild. And the bike computer, it's a Garmin, it stays here. I like to have it. This time I was filming all the time with a GoPro. I'm a new GoPro user, didn't have this in the United States. It broke. So in the latest 2 days I've been filming like this, but the GoPro is stabilized, so it was pretty okay. Other than that, probably this is not a good brand. Suptig bought it on the net. But this jaw was cool, it can be attached here, then remove it, and you can attach it on a tree, or it's a good support. Is probably I was just unlucky with it. Not super essential in Scandinavia. Other than that, you need to travel with something like this when you are in your tent, or you explore a campsite and you are late in the evening. You need that. A mirrorless camera. Now I'm filming with my mobile phone. Obviously my mobile phone, it was with me on holiday, so I can film with GoPro, telephone occasionally, and this one, mirrorless, especially good for pictures. If you're not into filming, reporting, video, documenting, you will probably be lighter than me. In fact, you don't have to carry as much as I do, but since I am into documenting, photographing, and so on. I need to carry more electronics, and follow my example only if you're very interested in documenting, taking pictures, flying your drone, whatever. Otherwise, leave those things at home. I mentioned the drone. This is the GoPro bag. I'm not using for it the GoPro. The drone is here. It's a Mini 2 DJI. This is the remote control. Those two things were here. It was super handy to have a drone here rather than in the bag, so I can stop and without park my bicycle, leaning it on a tree, without descending from my bicycle, I was able to fly my drone without looking for it on the bags. Again, it's very cool to have a drone with you, not essential. So bear in mind that documenting will require charging, batteries, cables. So it is cool, but it takes room. So on my front bag, I do have to travel with plugs, cables, and this time I had 2 power banks. So if you travel in sunny countries, or say on the latitude 40, 42, 37, it is good to have a solar panel like I did a year ago in the US. But in Scandinavia, despite having the sun being like daylight for 20, 22, 24 hours, the sun isn't as strong. Therefore, 2 battery pack, two power banks, they are better than a power bank and a solar panel. The experience is new for me. It's the first time that I travel with 2, and my feedback is great. It is extremely rare that I manage to end all my energy storage having those 2. I can charge my telephone 3-4 times with this, and 2-3 times with this. So I managed to charge my GoPro batteries, my camera, my Garmin computer. I was absolutely fine. There is a solar panel on this one, but pretty useless. You would need to stay on a campsite, put this on a rock, on a positioning this toward the sun, probably for 2 days or 3 days to fully charge this one. So I charge this with electricity. Good to have, not essential, but it keeps you company, especially if you travel solo and you camp alone somewhere. Can you believe it? Can you believe that I travel with a laptop? Yes, a Mac. You might not think this is a good idea. In fact, I do recommend you not to travel with your computer unless you stay away from home month, like I did in the United States. But even for these 20 days, I felt like I'd rather take my old laptop with me because of important mails, attachments that I need to send to people, to university, and because the laptop has a high capacity storage. Plus, it is a battery pack, it is a battery bank if you want, you know. MacBook Pro, 13 inches, I keep it here. And this goes in the bag. This bag from Ortlieb, they have this one is like for document and things like, so I keep the computer together with my clothes. And as I said, the computer is good for connecting to the internet, check something on a bigger screen rather than using your smartphone all the time. But I also travel with a SSD external drive. So in the middle of my trip, or more than once, I download all the pictures from my drone, the camera and the GoPro and the telephone pictures. I save them here. It is safer to have this. You can lose your telephone, you can smash your drone, so it's better to download the pictures. A little purse for my cables. It's a new thing. I didn't have this a year ago. I was keeping all my cables on a dry bag. It was very not practical at all to dig my hand and look for cables. This is much better. Electronics, it means that you need extra batteries. For my camera, the GoPro, the camera can charge itself directly with the USB. To charge the GoPro battery life is very short. I use its own charger. Cables. I already showed you that I use some multi USB port. I have another one. Those are things that you can easily forget in campings or in the train or whatever, so bring more than one. I do have a spare tire, a multi-tool, essential. You need to help yourself in case you have some problem, but if you travel for longer than 5 to 7 or 10 days, I bring this with me. It's a bit heavy, but it has literally everything you can imagine. To repair my bicycle, I have a small kit. This is maintenance. This is the lube, an old toothbrush for cleaning my chain. Bring some old clothes to clean your chain as well. I'm gonna show you something which is very important, and if you have rocks, then have extra bolt with you because they tend to snap. So bring them with you. Actually, I have many, so it's more than necessary. But it is also very nice to be helpful to other people at times. So it's not that much to carry, you know. But very essential is to always travel with several of these. They can really save your life and they can fix about everything. I have also patches for my mattress in case it breaks. I might be able to fix it. I never needed to fix it so far. And you do need to have those bicycle little tool. You need to be able to repair your inner tube and do basic maintenance on a long trip, longer than, again, 7 to 10 days. This is as big as a fist. It is large. It is size L. It is a pillow, C2 Summit, great quality. I love it. It's comfy. This is a liner. A liner is good when you are very cold inside your sleeping bag and you have a liner. So the liner goes inside your sleeping bag, but is also in case you don't feel very clean and you don't want to dirt your sleeping bag, which is it's an annoying thing to wash. About dirt, yes, wash yourself and travel at least with a small towel. I'm moving slowly to my kitchen department, so I do cook in case. Is this important? Is this fundamental? I believe it is. So you do need to have something like those 3 things. This is actually me. You can absolutely find this one, the gas, a smaller version. So if you are worried about this size, get a smaller one. What's this? Well, a little bit of olive oil if your food is tasteless, soap for your dishes, a lighter, can opener, bottle opener. There is still need for a can opener, especially in the United States, and this is a minimal tool. But in Europe, in Europe the food cans or the canned food, they comes with an easy opening. We do not require this tool anymore, but in the US it's still pretty frequent. I even need these. I even have these in case my lighter fail or it gets water, so the spark won't function anymore. With this I can produce a spark anytime. It's like a pretty primitive tool. And what's this? This is the cooking set. This year I've been traveling more minimal than a year ago. Oh, don't let me unpack this all the way, but what you need to know is, what you need to see is this one. Obviously, it goes with the gas, and I'm a coffee person, and this time I didn't bring my coffee press. This cooking set has its own coffee press, but this time I'm traveling even more minimal, and this one is good for coffee or tea. So you just warm up the water, pour it, and you can enjoy a warm drink. A little in-depth on my cooking department. This is a mug made by Decathlon. I mainly drink here only. I never put this on the fire actually. On the fire I put my cooking set, Primus or Primus. And the cooking set originally comes also with a coffee press. I have removed it. Instead I use this, as I said. And this is a little mini pot which also covers the set. And I showed you this bag has it's just an IKEA thing, you know, it's nothing to do with the cooking set, but inside here I keep the basics, and I don't feel I need more than this, you know. A titanium one, heavy metal one, heavy duty knife, a lighter, and there is not much gas, but it is the spark that counts, and I can produce spark with this one using this can opener. So that was the dry bag I had over here. What do I keep it here? I keep the tent poles, which is something I cannot squeeze. Other than that, yeah, my tent was in this position, but I can't squeeze the pole, so the pole stays here. Okay. Plus, inside this bag there is my mattress. I don't keep the mattress in the bags. I keep the mattress over here. It's a C2 Summit. I love it. You don't need to blow it for hours. It has a pump sack. It's a new system. It's getting very popular nowadays. I believe the most of the mattresses for bike packers and bike touring people are like, the choice is now towards this one, and it uses a sack. You squeeze the sack and the air goes into it. So this was over here. Is this essential? Not really. On long trips it might. It's a kit coming from the shop, you know. It can help you remove in case you crash. It's an aid kit. Don't let me go through it, but you know, it comes directly from the shop. It is something that If you leave it at home, you might regret it. So on a longer trip, carry that with you. So what's this? I've been traveling with cycling shoes. Was that a good idea? Yeah, I wanted to give it a try. A year ago in the United States, I didn't travel with cycling shoes. I had one pair of shoes only all the time. Eventually they broke after 80 days. They couldn't stand it anymore. And this time I had cycling shoes, and I have cycling pedals. In case you cycle with proper shoes, you do need other shoes for any kind of situation, and I have this kind of extra shoes, if we can call it shoes. Those are good for shower, campsite, or going to the grocery and relax your feet. So they are lightweight. They are only costed me €9. I keep them here. I do not travel with a backpack. A backpack should never be on your shoulder if you have bags, bicycle bags. You might need and want to travel with packable backpacks, but I don't do that. In case I need to carry something for a short hike, I go, oops, that's it. So backpack and shoes bag is the same bag. I forgot to mention the toiletries. This is very personal, it's up to you what to bring and what to leave at home. I believe that each one of us would have a toothbrush, and you do start your trip with the toothpaste. Here is some left. I have contact lenses, I have sunscreen, and shampoo and multi-purpose outdoor wash. This is a CO2 Summit. It is not the only brand that thinks about soap for camping. And about soap, I do recommend you to travel always with the old school soap. This is not only for your hand. Actually, I do wash anything with it, especially when I have access to water on a camping or hotel. This is in case you feel dehydrated. It goes into the water bottle. Well, essential if you travel longer than weeks. I even have a brush. How important is that? Well, it depends to you. I don't know about your hair condition. What's on your head is really relative. Essential, don't leave this at home. Earplugs. What else? Oh yeah, this was okay. It was good to have. It's relieves from mosquito bites or insect bites. It is good to have it and use it in the evening, for example. Nose spray if you don't breathe very well in certain condition, and sanitizer. Didn't use it much. I was just washing my hands. Oh yeah, headache pills. I didn't use it. However, I do carry something with me, just in case the drugstore is too far. And more contact lenses. So this is it's a personal subject, you don't have to carry this much, and but each one of us has a certain kind of toilet bag. And oh yeah, well, here is a blade, razor, and probably more soap or cream or other little items that I have collected from hotels all over the world. While filming, I had this on my wrist. I always struggle with something like this, especially I did the whole Transamerica wearing this. Here was my passport and my wallet. So I don't put passport and wallet, such a precious things, inside bags anywhere, but they do travel with me, let's say attached to my body for obvious reasons. Those 3 bags are very useful. What you don't want to do is to stop anytime and look for something in the main bags. So be smart when you pack. The things you might need all the time must stay here or here. You don't want to stop, lean your bicycle on a tree. You might not have trees around you, and look for things on your bags. It's very annoying. So the final recommendation for you that you're thinking about bike packing or going for your first tour, or maybe the second, is do not pack too much. You will regret it. You will then be tempted to ship something at home via post, which is something that we do generally. So even expert at a certain stage, they decide to ship something home. But the last thing I want to add is do not let your bag completely be full till the top. You do need a quarter of your bag at least being empty, and that's for food or for any shopping you might add on the way. That's my entire gear list. I'm gonna list it on the description of the video. I'm gonna list not only the brand but the number of items for any department, where is upper part, lower part, electronics and so on, what is essential. So I hope I have unveiled what's essential. If you believe there is something essential that I didn't mention, let me know. Even let me know what's absolutely unnecessary to have. I know this is a big subject. Unnecessary things is very personal. I have a lot of unnecessary things, absolutely, or things that I've used only once or not even once, like the merino buff. But about unnecessary gear, also consider how big and light are the necessary or unnecessary gear. So I didn't use this, but you know, to leave it at home is not a big saver. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'm gonna use all my gear list again sometime in the future, because bikepacking is hard, but obviously is extremely fun.